Hello and welcome to another episode of Street Pundits. It's been a beautiful week, I'll say. It's been a lovely week, you know, as reigning champions, undisputed champions. It's been a lovely week. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I'll come to you, Joe. Joe's face doesn't look too happy. How you been?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Apart from Liverpool winning the league, I've had a good week. So yeah.
I come to you. How you been? How's your weekend been?
Yeah, it's been alright, I can't lie. It's been alright. Apart from that one little discrepancy of Liverpool winning the league, as well as Joe, it's been alright.
I come to you, Nosa. What, are you as better as these man, Nosa, of Liverpool in the league? Or tell me.
No, it's nice to see someone other than City winning the league, you know. But yeah, you know, like I'm happy for them guys. You know, them guys over there, they ain't won it for 30 years, so you know, let them have a bit of sugar, you know.
And last but not least, I'll come to you, Deepak. Surely, tell me, it's been a good week for you, surely.
Listen, Peter, you know me. This has been a beautiful week for football. This has been a long time coming, man. I'm 22 and I finally witnessed what I've needed to as a Liverpool fan. Like this is just glorious, man. This is the heyday right now, man. Honestly.
Yeah. All right. Just to describe like your relationship with football. How long have you been supporting Liverpool? And just to our viewers, obviously, because you're a new guest.
Yeah, of course. So I've been a Liverpool fan since I think 5 years old. So it's been a while, and like, as a Liverpool fan, I've seen everything from a football point of view. Like, and the whole sort of thing that's been on everyone's back as a Liverpool fan is to try and to win this league. And finally, after all this time, we've done it. So yeah, man, we're doing very well at the minute, man. I'm good.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna come to the elephant in the room. You know, so Liverpool they clinched the Premier League this week. So I just can't give you a few facts. So they actually broke the record of 7 Premier League games to go. That's the earliest anyone's ever won it. They're 23 points clear of Manchester City, and they've got 28 wins in 31 games. So it's been a dominant title win. So they sealed it when Chelsea beat Man City this week 2-1. I'll come to you, Deepak, obviously as the Liverpool fan here. What does winning the league finally mean to you? What does that mean to you? You know, it's been 30 long years. What does that mean to you?
It is. John, it's beautiful. It's all I can say. This has been a long time coming. So obviously, me and Peter, our friendship formed in about 2009-10, which was the worst possible time to be a Liverpool fan.
What? When
Rafa left and Roy Hodgson came in, and we're trying to sign Carlton Cole.
Scary. Scary.
It's been a journey. I was there for the 2007 Champions League final loss. I was there when Makeda scored against Aston Villa in 2009, so then we couldn't win. I was there for the Gerrard slip, the Karius final. Look at my face. This is a man who has seen things as a Liverpool fan. This has not been an easy journey by any means. So yeah, for Klopp to come in and just change the entire structure of this team and to finally give us the first league in 30 years, man, it means everything, man. It's good. Yeah.
So just in terms of the campaign. When did you know Liverpool's gonna win? When was you thought, okay, this is no more, surely this game we've won this game, now we've won the league. When was that moment for you?
I think there were two sort of defining points. I think the first was the initial Man City game at Anfield when Fabinho scored in the first 6 minutes. When that goal went in, I was like, okay, this feels different. This just felt like we could sort of we were able to actually contrast the teams between how we were performing and City were. And you could sort of see that they couldn't really keep up with us. And obviously, considering we went on to win 3-0, there was definitely a difference in tempo.
3-1, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 3-1. And then I think the actual point when I thought, okay, this is it, was the Leicester away game. Because at that point, Leicester were, I think, second or third. They were sort of on our tails as well. So there was a lot of talk of going away to them and them sort of showing us up. And then the boy Trent Alexander-Arnold came in with a masterclass and just sort of blew them away. And that was a point where I was like, yeah, we've got this.
Yeah, 100%. I just got to piggyback off that as well. Just in terms of our campaign, just I actually wouldn't I know this sounds a bit whatever, cringe or whatever, but I wouldn't change what our build up to it. It was us losing the Champions League final carries, we needed to lose that. Honestly, we actually needed to lose that just so the players have a strong mentality. The way they bounce back, and even after losing it last year, so we lost the Premier League by 1 point last year, And then even the Community Shield, Klopp made the players watch Man City take the middles. Like, even little stuff like that, that counts. Like, the Premier League, like, the players, they're watching the other players collect their medals, like, they should have won. Like, that stuff really counts. And it just made them into, like, absolute mentality monsters, like, to the point where they only lost one game. Like, do you know how mad that is? Like, they only lost one game in the Premier League this whole season. So, yeah, it's just been crazy. Like, I think Klopp as well, Klopp doesn't get enough credit for what he's done, man. Like, where he was when he took over, like, it's unbelievable. Like, the team we had, like, the way he's transformed it, like, the whole, like, he just gets it. Like, you know when someone just gets the City, like, it's more than just changing the team. He needs to understand the City of Liverpool, like, the ethos of it, and just, like, yeah, he honestly just gets the City and just, yeah, he's a top manager, man. I can't speak highly of him, like, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for rival fans as well, or just football fans generally, it's been every single season we've improved and gone an extra step each way. So from qualifying for the Champions League for the first time in however many years and getting to the Europa League final, then losing the Champions League final, and then bringing in a new keeper with Alisson and then with Van Dijk, and they get into 96 points. But the constant elephant in the room was the league. Yeah. And obviously we've been able to go through this journey like one ladder step at a time, and now to suddenly be here, like, yeah, I mean, it's completely deserved. 100%. Klopp is like one of the best managers.
One of the things I want to touch on as well is his recruitment. So I know obviously Man United as well, Adrian and Joe, like you guys like your recruitment is one area that you struggled in, like, so I know you guys want to like obviously improve that area, but like in terms of recruitment, like what Klopp has done is just amazing. So like a fact that I saw was that so Liverpool's in terms of net spend in the last 5 years, we're actually 14th. So 14th, I don't know, 14th is like where like someone like Newcastle or something like that would be like, we're 14th, and Man City have actually spent 500 more million than us in net spend. So you can imagine the type of recruitment he's doing. Like, he's getting in players that are really just improving our squad. They're not just like stopgaps or whatever. Like, I don't know, we was getting like people like I don't know, I don't even want to mention man's. That was the ghetto in it, so I don't even mention their names. But like now, like I think the first time of Mane was the one that transformed it for me. Like when you got Mane in, and then Salah came in, and then Van Dijk, Alisson came in, and he transformed. His recruitment has just been just special. But in terms of, I'll come to you, Adrian, because I saw Adrian was kind of yawning then, so you know I want to keep him awake. How long do you think Liverpool can go on like this for? And like, do you see them just building on what they've done?
You know what? I've been thinking about this for a little while, and I was thinking of times of Sir Alex and how he done it, and it's probably really hard to do that now. Even Pep struggled. But I think the unfortunate thing is for Liverpool is now that teams are closer with their rebuilds than it was when City were dominating. When City were dominating, you guys were still up and coming. United were in disarray. Chelsea just lost Conte and they were rebuilding with Sarri. Tottenham
were close though. I think Tottenham were probably the closest.
Yeah, Tottenham were probably closest, but they obviously were lacking quite a bit of quality to be with City. Now, you guys, I still think you're still likely to win the Premier League next season, depending on what happens in summer and how teams shape up. I don't think you'll win it in the same way and the same amount of points. I think teams will work you out and find new ways to stop you. But right now, I still think you are still likely to win it. But I would say you definitely have to sign someone that's, I wouldn't even say a marquee, but someone that will change the way you play a little, so you're not always the same way each and every time. Because every time it's either Trent, when Trent gets blocked, it's Salah or Mane doing the bits. When they get blocked, it's either Trent or Robertson doing the bits. Yeah. When they get blocked, you may get Lucky and Henson. But what if all of that fails? Like, let's say Atletico. I'm not saying that happens all the time, but that's when you need that extra player, that's someone just a bit different.
Bruno Fernandes.
Please. Don't mention that shooting the Charlotte hair, bro. Please. Please.
But do you see where I'm coming from? Like, you need a refreshing in, not a full.
I know what you're saying though. Like, yeah, every year we need to just constantly.
You just need to add quality. Like, Lallana's not going to do it for you anymore. I'm sure he's gone anyway.
He's gone. Yeah, his contract's over.
Shaq. Not really anything. Origi, good backup, keep him there. But just someone else there. Werner would have been ideal, but he wouldn't want to be a bench player, in my opinion. I don't know who else you can get in. I saw those Thiago rumours. That worried me a bit. But I don't think he would end up coming either. So I don't know who you go for. But
I come to you, Nosa. So you support Chelsea. And Chelsea were actually on top for quite a long time during let's say our generation. Like when you got Roman Abramovich as manager, he was on top for quite a long time. What does it take to stay on top and like just build on that and like because you guys won quite a lot of trophies. In your opinion?
When you look at Chelsea's in the past 20 years, we've won the most trophies, and I would say that is based on just buying the best players. I mean, Chelsea's philosophy was if you don't do well for the manager, just get rid of them. Like, and we had so many managers coming in every other year, and we had the best players coming in every year. So I don't think you can adopt that philosophy in this day and age. Like Adrian said, like you have to. It's more than that. Like Klopp, he fills in gaps where it's necessary. He can be effective to the team, and that's what Mourinho done at Chelsea. He tried to do that at Man United with the players he was bringing in. He brought in Sanchez. That was one of the stupidest signings of like we've seen in a big long time, in my opinion. It didn't suit the ethos of what the team stood for. Like Manchester United is bigger than that. So I think like to be the best in this generation, I think Klopp's ideology is probably the most suitable for the fashion that we play football in today. So yeah, like you got to put props up to Klopp for his mastermind.
Yeah, Joe, you got anything to add on that one?
I just want to say congratulations to Liverpool. That hurts me.
Thank you, mate.
They are the best team this year, so everyone else has been not up to standard, but still that doesn't make excuse for how good Liverpool have been. I just want to add on that what you said about the transfer thing compared to us as United fans. So I think last year or the year before, he was linked to Fabinho at like 7 o'clock, and then you got him at 8 o'clock. Like it was actually mad. Like Liverpool's transfer, like dealings, has been like since Klopp's come, been really good compared to like us. We've been linked with so many players like Haaland, loads of players like that, and just don't seem to get them over the line. Like, but obviously with Liverpool, recruitment's been really good. So, and obviously Klopp's got a big part of that. But like next season, I feel like they're missing. If they want to stay on top, I think they will win it next year as well. I think he signed some major signings. I can't see anyone really coming close. But I still feel like they need a midfielder to unlock the door. A little, like Cesc Fabregas in like 05 or 06, just someone to unlock the door and someone to back up the front three. Because if one of the front three gets injured, or especially Mane or Salah, then I don't know. But I don't know who's going to come to Liverpool because they know they're going to so it's a sticky one.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I hear you, but man, I don't really care, man. We're champions, baby. We're champions. Let me just give my vote. Like, champions, like man, it just feels.
Season's done.
It feels so good. One on that. So I was just thinking in my head about the moment where I realized we won it. Like I think you know what the game was against Aston Villa, where Mane scores that last minute header. Like that's fate. I don't even know what that is. Like he sort of twists his head like round, like, and he just curls in like just come on, man. Like when stuff like that goes in, and Aston Villa literally played their hearts out. Like we Aston Villa, they tried, innit? But when stuff like that goes in, like yeah, man, I just knew it's gonna be our year. But yeah, man. Well, yeah. So I'll move on to the next topic. I'll come on to United and their game. So firstly, you played Sheffield United and you won 3-0. Anthony Martial actually scored more than one goal for once. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. Wow, he's scored
driller. Young driller.
I don't think he's ever scored a brace, has he? Before that.
Come on.
He scored braces. He scored braces, no hat-trick.
But yeah, so I'll come to you, Joe. I'll come to you, Adrian. What did you think of that performance? And like, yeah, your boy Anthony Martial's come trop. So yeah, what did you think of that performance and his performance as well?
That performance against Sheffield United, I said it somewhere else. That is the best United have played since Louis van Gaal against Liverpool away. Like just in terms of style, movement, players making intelligent runs, the quality on the ball, everything was to the standard you would expect that United should be playing at every game. But I didn't want to jump to conclusions on that because I knew that was just one game that it's actually worked. I still see there's something not right with United. But that just based on that performance, that was the best performance we've had in a very long time. And Martial, I'm not going to say any words on this guy. This is our striker for the future. I don't care what anyone says. He has not
please, give
had
me a break.
any
Give me a break.
service. He's never had service, since being at United. And this is his first season as striker, and he's ready on 14. Could finish it off with more, and he's had 2 months out. And put that in respect to other strikers in the league that have had a whole season. Who's the top goal scorer at the moment?
Vardy.
With how many
19,
goals?
I think 19, I believe.
So Martial's had 2 months out, in a very, very poor, disconjointed team, and he's only 5 goals behind. He just beat that. Like you got to give him credit where credit's due. He's doing well.
He's clinical. I give him that. He's mad clinical still. He's clinical.
What else can you expect? He's our striker. But Greenwood, watch out for him. Once he bulks up the tiny bit more.
What did you?
What's that kid? Oh, I'm not going to speak anymore.
No, what? Okay, so obviously that game, man didn't watch. I watched the highlights, but I didn't watch the full. What did he play well on the right wing or?
He just, you know what it is with Greenwood? When you get to the ball, he's one of those players that you just think he's going to score or he's going to do something. He just looks, every time he gets the ball, you're like, you don't know which way he's going, you don't know which way he's going to shoot, and he's more times more times than less will score in the game, and he's proven that in every game he's been in.
Okay. So I'll come to the what's called the myth of, or shall I say the big controversy of Mr. Paul LeBill Pogba. How do you think he performed? I'll come to you, Joe. What's the impact he's had since the lockdown's been, or the Premier League's come back? What's your opinions on him?
Well, I don't think I really need to speak. Everyone just knows how good this guy is. I don't really need to speak, really. But for me, he's second. Like I said last week, he's second best midfielder in the Prem after De Bruyne. He's proved that again this week. Even in Norwich, a massive part in the goal for Norwich. Even in the Sheffield United game, had a big influence on the game. I don't really need to speak too much. Everyone knows. So, everyone, and if you don't want to admit he's the second best.
But the thing is, though, I think he does get compared with Bruno and Pogba. Like, they get compared a lot, and people actually, especially the commentators, they do think that Bruno's better than Pogba. So, what would you say about that?
Who are you asking?
Not for me. Pogba can do what Bruno does and more. So,
Pete, what do you think?
Me, I know Pogba's much better than what the hell. I just got to throw them out there. I just got to throw it out there. I know Pogba's much better than him.
But you're a rival fan, looking from the outside. Do you just not feel that?
Nosa, wait, hold on. What did Nosa want to say? Because sorry, he was on mute.
Where's the sources that saying that Fernandes is better than Pogba?
No, because the way I see it, you see, get like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher and that, like, when I see if Bruno plays like a 50-yard pass, oh my God, look, this is what they've been missing, blah, 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 like, and then when Pogba plays it, it's like, well, he should have kept it simple.
They'll be like, we know we can do that, but we just want to do it.
Like, what Bruno's getting praised for is unbelievable right now. I just can't. It's just crazy. Because Pogba's been doing that. Pogba's probably even been doing more, in my eyes.
Hey, we know what it is.
Hey, we don't want to get banned, please. We don't want to get banned, please.
No, but even when you see, like, I was deep in it the other day. I was just reading comments. This was before the league was coming back, so the first game was coming back. We had Tottenham's play, and I was like, Pogba starts. I don't care who's been playing before. I don't care who has been on form. Pogba
the thing
starts.
is with Pogba, he doesn't even look fit. He just looks miles better than everyone else. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, he just glides around. Sense. He doesn't even look mad fit yet. He doesn't even look 100%.
Just to add on that, the Norwich, the ball he did to play into Martial's feet is an actual joke. Like, if you didn't watch the game, please watch the highlights. The ball he did is around the corner. He was facing the other way. He twisted his body and it dropped it onto Martial's foot, onto him. Yeah. It's a joke. The things he does is just because everyone knows how good he is. Like, that ball is a very, very hard ball to do. But because it's Pogba, no one really talks about it because it's standard for him. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting though, because I think Pogba's one of them players where like you can't deny his quality. Like if Bruno's playing against my team, I'm thinking, oh well. If Pogba's playing, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, cool. Like Pogba's playing, like whatever. Like I wouldn't care for having Bruno on my team like that. But obviously, Pogba's a player where I can't deny his like talent. Like he's unbelievable, unbelievable talent. But one question I did want to ask you. So I think the Norwich game that was on Saturday. You guys actually you rested quite a lot of players, and like you brought players like Lingard, Igalo, Dallo. Like they played. I actually want to know your opinion on Adrian. Like, could you notice a difference in quality when they played, or what's your opinions on them type of players? And yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna piggyback on the Pogba point with that.
Go on.
You see all the man that come on, the Lingards and Matters, the Pereira. I don't think Pereira's playing, but all the players around there. When Bruno was starting, you could see he was trying, and he was trying too hard because the quality wasn't there.
Yeah.
Put that in perspective, yeah. If Bruno had them players all season, he'll probably have quite all right numbers because he's a goal-scoring midfielder. But then his performances will be scrutinised because he isn't doing much.
But do you think he has that attitude of like, where he was at Sport Lisbon, he was the main player, he was the main man, so it's like, okay, cool, like, club's my back, I need to try something now, like, I need to try that Hollywood pass, I need to shoot, like, but like, when he does play with Pogba, plays with Martial, plays with Rashford, you see that he actually like tries to link up with them. But I think he's a different player. When he tries to play with like Pereira and that, you see he's got that attitude of like, I need to drag something. I need to drag this club. I need to like do something right now. Do you think he's got that? He's brought that from Sport Lisbon sort of thing. He tries to force a lot of stuff.
A lot of responsibility that he wants to bring on himself because he's seen what United's lacking probably in intensity when obviously we didn't have Martial there sometimes. We didn't have Rashford there sometimes. Like when everyone's there, Pogba, Rashford, the team clicks. To an extent, it doesn't click fully. But when even just a couple of players like Matic is missing, and people underrate Matic, but he's been the one that keeps the balance in that team more than anything. But when you're missing players like Rashford in one stage, you're missing that vital cog in the United team because that's what makes United tick. Martial and Rashford working together, and now it's Bruno and Pogba working together to make United tick. And I feel like now you see what Pogba was working with for the past 3 years. He's been working with pure rubbish for a little while now.
Say it lightly.
And now United have like fixed up a little bit more. Still quite a bit off, but fixed up. And now people are seeing like when there's good players around, Pogba doesn't try too much. Pogba plays his game. But he's been doing what Bruno's doing for time. And I don't rate United fans that have said, oh, now we've got Bruno and can sell Pogba. That was them fans are going to hell. I'm telling you right now, they're going to hell.
So they're criminals, absolute criminals.
Oh, fully. They should be locked up for them comments. That's disgusting, man.
So I'll come to you, Deepak and Nosa. How are you feeling about Man United? Are they a threat, or you're thinking it's cute over there? Or how you feeling like?
I mean, to be honest, we've heard the revivals coming every single year since 2013 for one. So there's that. But I would say that this current United team, I think, out of the last 7 years, this has been the team that shows the most promise. I think it'd be interesting to see if I don't know if they're going to try and sign Sancho, whether he fits in the structure of it all. But yeah, no, it does seem like they're at the position that we were at, say, like 4 years ago. Sort of.
Yeah, 100%. I'll come to you, Nosa. So you guys actually drew Man United in the FA Cup. But are you scared of them, or how are you feeling? Or
scared of who? Come on. Well,
they beat you twice, though. You say that, but they beat you twice already this year.
I think I give a monkeys, bro. Like they beat us a couple times.
Thank you much.
They beat us a couple times. I don't mean much. Like we're 5 points ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? We beat every team in the league apart from you, man. So like, what God? Like it's just them. They're not. I ain't got no fear factor for Man United. So, like they're not the team of dominance. We beat Liverpool. It might not have been their best team. We beat City. We beat Arsenal. We beat all them like dilly-dally teams. So why are we scared of Man United from? They've been gone and they're revived every year. We've got a fresh triangle for them, man, to revive them.
Now I come to you. So
no,
obviously,
but the current Man U team, I'm excited for them. I really like the transition of what they had last year with Mourinho. So what Solskjaer's trying to put in. He might not be the best manager, but he's got the Man United vision. You know that he's trying to eclipse what Ferguson done too much, but he's going in the right direction. I'll give him that.
So I'll come to you, Adrian and Joe. I'll come to you, Joe, and then Adrian after. Do you think Ollie's the right man for the job then? Basically.
I'll be honest. From the weekend's performance, the Sheffield United team, I think they should play. Imagine if you're Martial. I know it's FA Cup. I know there's a lot of games, but imagine if you bag a hat-trick and you're on the bench next game. It's a bit. I think it showed in the performance that our second team with Dalot, Lingard is not good enough. It's not good enough. I don't see anyone out there at the moment. Pochettino maybe, but I don't see there's a manager available for us that will do better in the current predicament that we're in. So I feel like if we get top 4, I think he should stay. Or if we win Europa League, he should stay. But if we don't, then I think he should go. We'll find somewhere else. But there's not a lot of managers. Obviously, Pochettino's available, but I can't think of the top of my head any other decent managers that are available. So, yeah.
I'll come to you, Adrian was screaming in the group chat like, "Oh, we're getting Poch, blah blah. I've heard from my sources. We'll get." He even brought us a source. The source had like 200 followers. I'm thinking, bro, like, he said, "Oh, Pochettino's 100% coming." So I'll come to you, Adrian. What going on for the Pochettino? What's happening?
So originally, before all this COVID business, and before you say about that source, yeah, I took underneath that was a joke. So don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. But the original source, the guy who originally said it, he's been getting it right. But anyway, with Ollie, I've been critical of him, but he's done well. He's done what he can, and I think he's reached the ceiling. Personally, he may win the FA Cup and he may win Europa and he may just about get us Champions League. But I think that's where he reaches his tactical and coaching limit. Because I'm going to ask you a question. When you watch United, what do you see that we're lacking? Say our full team's out. Apart from that Sheffield United game, even the Spurs game, what do you see is lacking in the whole of United team?
I think a solid spine, I'd say. So, like, in terms of, like, I do your defense is gettable. I think your attack is pretty much sorted. Maybe, and your right wing as well. Your right side is disgusting. That's scary. And then your spine as well. So just the Maguire and the Lindelof and the Gea, that's very gettable. So your defense right now.
So apart from players then, when you watch us play, do you just see like there's
a pattern of play? Yeah, there's no actual pattern of play. Yeah, there's no pattern of play, yeah.
There's no cohesiveness. And I feel like he's trying to go down the Fergie route. And back then when football was less, the Premier League itself was less of a tactical masterclass and all these different details, attention to details. And now Pep's come in and Klopp's come in. There's much more attention to detail. And I feel that's where Ollie is lacking majorly. And I've said this plenty of times. United need a coach now. They've got decent enough. This team could be doing much better than it should be. It should be actually third in the league. If I'm being deadly serious, it should be third in the league right now. First team anyway. But there's just a lack of cohesiveness, intelligence within the side. And I don't think Ollie's going to bring that. I think he's just going to let the players decide for themselves. And that sort of, then the coaching side of it goes. I feel like United need, the front three need coaching, the attackers need coaching. And I feel he's done that with Martial and Rashford and the attacking sense, but they're lacking something. They're just lacking something. I think Ten Hag, Nagelsmann, we should be going for managers like that, young philosophy.
So you're just saying Social just basically says to them, go out and enjoy yourself, let's go on. Have a good one.
I feel like that's what he does.
Have a good one.
Yeah, that's what he does. Go on, have fun, boys. We lose. If we win, happy days.
No, you guys are doing well so far, so we'll just see how it goes. But I'll come to you, Nosa. So you guys, you beat Man City, obviously, during the week. I think it was Wednesday. What did you think about the performance? And yeah, was you impressed by the performance, or how was you? Yeah, I'll meet you now. Yeah, what did you think about the performance?
The performance was a very professional performance from us. Like obviously we're fortunate enough to get the penalty as the winner, but I think the guys played well. Giroud came through and he done alright considering people saying he's lost his legs, but I think he done alright.
But he never had any legs, bro.
Gee, he had legs when Conte signed him.
Who, Giroud?
Yeah.
I never record Giroud having legs, bro.
Gee, did you see what he done against Southampton in the FA Cup?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Hold up, man. But legs, as in he can run around. He can't run around.
But when I say legs, you know what I mean. Stop trying to do me, man. Yeah. So speaking of Giroud, I think Giroud's been he's been holding it down since he came from Arsenal. Well, since the break, sorry. And yeah, Willian, as an experienced player, he's been holding it down for the youngsters on the right wing, being let's say role model, type of that. I don't know.
See Willian, yeah. Do you rate Willian? I don't know, you know.
He's good for the team, innit? But his numbers ain't great. Let's just say that.
His numbers are terrible. I think Pulisic has scored more than he's ever scored in one season.
Okay, what does that mean?
As in, he's output. He's a good footballer. Don't get me wrong, he's a good footballer. He can do it all, but he just picks and chooses when he wants to perform. From the outside.
No, he doesn't pick and choose. His work ethic is second to none.
But his output is for a winger, for a top club. Come on, you look at your Sanes, your Sterlings, your Manes, your Salahs, even Rashfords.
Wait, why are you making this a number? Why are you guys 21st century dons? Why are you not making it a numbers game? Stop it.
4 goals a season, bro. Is that enough?
Is that my problem?
It is. You're lacking goals, bro. You're actually lacking goals. That's why you're buying Timo Werner. That's why you're buying Ziyech. I just feel he's been very fortunate to have Hazard there. He's probably picked up the numbers.
You said he was fortunate to have Hazard.
Yeah, I think Willian's been fortunate to have Hazard the other side doing a lot, while he's able to pick and choose when he wants to perform. Even under the Conte season, he did get rotated with Pedro a lot. Him and Pedro.
Yeah, he did. Because Pedro, I think he got 9 goals and 9 assists that season, and that was Pedro's best season since.
I think Willian does flat to deceive, in my opinion.
Sorry?
Willian flatters to deceive, in my opinion.
No, he's not deceiving no one. Everyone knows he doesn't get the goals. Everyone knows that. No one's oh wow, it's not this season. You'd be like,
but he's considered he's ranked very highly for someone who doesn't get output, and he probably slows your attack down. And I don't know, me personally.
You think he slows our attack down?
Yeah, a lot. That shimmy, yeah. I don't know, man. He just shimmy, yeah, and
he got the assist on the weekend against. So that's
what I'm saying. He's got all the tools. That's what makes it frustrating. But I just feel I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do these guys think?
I think he slows it. I don't know. He's one of them players. I think he's getting on a bit. When he first come to Chelsea, I thought he was very good. Some of the free kicks he was bagging, and some of the shimmies and shoots. But now I think he's getting, with the age, it hasn't changed. So that's why he's not getting the numbers back, and people think he's slowing down the attacks. So yeah,
I think he's lost a bit of decisiveness. Every time I watch him, it's attack him or beat the man and get that crossing, and all his crosses just hit the first man, and it's he's lacking from confidence. A lot of confidence has been bashed out of him from the fans on his back. I don't know, something out of him is just lost. And when I watch him, he's got 1-on-1 and he can beat the defender and get a shot off. He just passes it. I don't know what's gone out of him. He's lost something. I think he just wants to move clubs, to be honest.
I see him going to Arsenal, to be honest. I do see him probably going to Arsenal or someone like that.
I reckon he'll do well there. That's the team I reckon he has more of a main man role at Arsenal because he's one of the better players.
It's not the first time people spoke about this. Obviously a couple of years ago, I think his mum passed away, and then ever since then they've been speaking about that. The Chelsea fan base, they've been speaking about that, about he's underperforming ever since that happened. And it happens with footballers. It happened with one of the greatest players that could have potentially been Adriano, his pop star.
I don't think, but if you actually look at his career, he's never actually got made bare numbers at Chelsea. He's never. That's what
I'm saying though. He's never been that type of player, goal scoring.
I do think he's a good squad player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's talented. He's a good squad player, but to be your week in, week out forward, as part of you play three up top, whatever, 1 up top, and then 2 inside forwards, whatever. I don't think he's good enough to play that.
You tell me who can replace him right now then in our team.
When's Ziyech and Werner come? I don't think he's starting like that.
I'm saying right now.
Right now. Yeah, he's probably the best one, but that's why your quality is not good enough right now. That's why you're buying Ziyech, and that's why you're buying Werner.
We need a bigger team. We need a better team, obviously. Like I do think Willian, without him this season, without his experience and his like leadership towards the younger players,
he does seem like a good role model, good professional. I can't lie. But yeah, I'll come to so I think Pulisic obviously scored a good goal that game. What's your thoughts on Pulisic? And
someone's feedback is all over the roof. I don't know if it's mine, but yeah. Yeah, so I think the past 2 games, Pulisic has really impressed me. You know, like before the lockdown, I was a bit skeptical about him. I didn't know if he was gonna hold that free role type of winger like that. Like that as an Eden Hazard role. I don't want to compare the two, so don't come and criticize me. But I'm saying like the way he plays, it reminds me of Eden Hazard. I'm sorry I have to say. I'm sorry.
Yo, like, you know what? It does. Because are you talking about that Hazard that scored 1 goal this season? If you're talking about that Hazard, cool, innit?
You know what them players that you just like, okay, wow, now, okay, like you see the Pogba to Yaya Toure comparison, the Kante to Makelele, that type of vibes I get. I don't know. Please don't, please. Like Hazard came when he was 21.
That's a big shout, you know. That's a big shout.
You know, Pulisic is 21. Like people didn't really have that much higher praise of him before he came. Like they thought, okay, just another decent winger coming from the Bundesliga. So like, and I think he's putting up his socks and he's doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to just like. Our squad is developing and we're rebuilding, like, but Lampard's got a lot of faith from the boys, so I think he can be one of our best players in the near future. So yeah.
Yeah, he's doing his thing so far. I can't lie, he's definitely doing his thing. And obviously, you guys, you beat Leicester yesterday as well. You beat them 1-0. Yeah, what was your thoughts on that game? And interesting enough, you guys actually. So I think you was drawn at half time, and then quite a few players they got dragged. So.
So like,
you
see, Peter was getting onto Reece James in the group chat.
Hold on. Before you come to that, Adrian, I come to you. What was your obviously, because I'm the host, I don't want to. You just please continue my agenda. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so the main guy who loves Reece James ain't here. Yeah, he ain't here this
Ben's
week.
lucky he's not here today.
If he was here, he would be getting the full ear of what Reece James was like. I'm talking Harvey Barnes, man. Harvey Barnes. Are you listening?
You said Harvey Barnes was giving him terrible times.
Oh, Harvey Barnes was acting like it was Messi against Reece James. In the first 2 minutes, I saw it. Reece James was getting cut to shreds. I mean, Harvey Barnes ain't a slow player or whatever. But he hasn't got that much talent to be beating players with such ease.
No, I heard a little rumour that he's like Trent going forward and a mix between Trent going forward and Aaron Bissaka going defensively. Jesus Christ, that's not that. Like, what if that is? That is not that.
I think it's more of Aaron. I think it's more of Bissaka going forwards and Trent going defensively.
Yeah, words. Words.
Me personally, what like the other right back that we saw to Brighton, Tariq Lamptey, I was more interested in seeing him than Reece James. Like I know Reece James had a wonderful season in the Championship last season. He got put in the Team of the Year and all that, but I haven't really felt Reece James since he's came. Like he did do well in the Champions League against Ajax as well, but I haven't really felt his vibe in the team. I don't know if it's only me, but I haven't really felt him like that. Every time Aspie plays right back, I feel much more confident. Obviously, he's the captain. He's been there for 8+ years. But when Lamptey came on against, I think it was Arsenal, yeah. There was just a buzz around the stadium as soon as he came on. Like we only had 20 minutes match time, but I just felt his energy. Even though I've watched Reece James the whole season as a second right back, I just don't feel him. Like people drill past him so easily. Like the Bayern Munich game, oh my days! I'm sure you man watched that. Jesus, of all gods. There was it's if Cones. It's if he was Cones. Going past him as if he was Cones. Like this guy's built. He's not the tallest, but he's not short, and he can't like. They were just going past him like he was. Oh, it was mannequin. I don't understand.
You know what? There is obviously Ben's not here to back his boy, so I'll add some balance to it. So obviously, I do think against Crystal Palace earlier this season, he had a very, very good game against Wilfried Zaha. He actually pocketed Wilfried Zaha, and he does he's got a very good crossing ability. He's quite strong. And he's quite fast. So, but I do feel like he's not fit. He's come back. Maybe he was eating too much sprinkle cake, whatever. Sprinkle cake is killing my people. So he's maybe eating too much sprinkle cake, whatever, during the lockdown or whatever. So so he just doesn't look very fit, and it wasn't a very good performance. But one person that did play quite well when he came on was Ross Barkley. What do you think about Ross Barkley, Nosa? How do you rate him?
Ross Barkley, I think he'll be every manager's dream. He's a player that he can play anywhere across the midfield if you want him to play there. If you want to play him DM, he can play the attacking midfield and play there across each wings. I think he can play there because he's both-footed. So you don't really get those type of players in this modern day. So I do think when he came on, he changed the game. He got the goal, the winner, and he was just he caused real threats between the Leicester defence. He just got that. He eclipses Lampard, so I would see why Lampard would like.
But you see, even with Barkley, I think he divides opinion, because even when I see it, half the Chelsea fans don't like him, half the Chelsea fans do like him. Why do you think that is?
You see when he was at Everton, he was there was a couple of seasons he was good. Then he had that one season just before he came to Chelsea where he dips in form a lot, drastically. So people want to see the Barkley of old, of course. I mean, there is quite a competition.
I mean, that was more raw Barkley, though, wasn't it? That was quite a raw.
Yeah, raw Barkley, young. He was trying to nurture into his game. You know what I'm saying? But because there is competition between a lot of central midfielders, across the attacking line and defensive line, it's quite hard for him to express himself in a way which he wants to. I would say because he has to keep to the game plan, and if he plays his own style of play, I don't think Lampard would even facilitate him in that team or be useful to that team at all. Because Lampard says he's one of the best, in terms of systems and how he plays. He's one of the best players for Chelsea for the role, but he doesn't play him as much. I don't know why.
He loves Mount, boy. Mount, that's his son, fam. I think Mount's got the most minutes in your team, actually. So, but I'll come to you, Joe. From the outside looking in, do you rate Ross Barkley? Do you not rate Ross Barkley as a non?
I'm starting to. Last season I was a bit sceptical of his performances, but this year he started to win me over a little bit, scoring a lot of goals. That goal he scored at the weekend was pretty decent finish, to be fair. He's starting to win me over, to be fair. I think scoring a lot more goals, getting more game time. I think Lampard's trusting him more. I think he'd be quite good. I think he probably starts next season as well. So yeah, I think he's doing all right, actually. I'm starting to think he's going to be a really good player for Chelsea. So yeah,
I think with Ross Barkley, I think he's one of them players where he's got it all. He just needs to round it. He's just round. But if you look at him, he can do basically everything. He can shoot with both feet. He's got a good passer. He's actually quite powerful as well. He's quite fast. He's got it. He just needs to put it all together. And I sort of see him in the similar sort of vein of Chamberlain, what Chamberlain does for us. So in terms of how Chamberlain can come on to the game and just make an impact, not necessarily always being the start 11, but can sort of come on and make an impact. What do you think, Deepak?
Yeah, no, I think that Chamberlain example is actually really good, because it's someone who isn't amazing at one particular thing, but they can they're very decent at a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And that's what you need around about 60th, 70th minute mark. Just someone to come on and sort of give it a bit of energy. I think with Lampard sort of overseeing him, I think that's a really good match. I think Lampard, with all this sort of different young players they've got going on at Chelsea, I think there's something special going on at Chelsea. I reckon next season they'll probably be the hardest team to beat other than Liverpool. I think those two will be probably going for the title.
The only thing I'll critique about Barkley, he hasn't got a goal or an assist in the Premier League, even though he plays a bunch of games. He doesn't start that many, but he hasn't got a goal or assist this season in the Premier League.
I think it needs. I think it needs to be more. In my opinion, I think this needs to be a bit more aggressive. He's got all the tools. Just impose yourself on the game. Just, you know what I mean? Just be a bit more.
The aggression. I don't because we saw him at Everton. He was that raw type of player. He was aggressive there. He'll rough players up. He'll be strong. And I don't know what it's imposing him to play so gentle. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's a tactics though. Obviously, he's probably getting a lot of instructions from Lampard and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
His confidence,
every time I feel like every time out of most of the midfielders, him and Mount gets the most free type of role. Do you know what I'm saying? In the out of midfielders. So he can use his initiative to do stuff that he wants sometimes, you know. So I don't know. Like, he's a player that I like, and obviously Nigerian as well. So that bias.
So I said earlier that Man United drew Chelsea in the FA Cup. Adrian, Joe, what are you guys? How you feeling about that draw? And yeah.
Joe, you go first.
I feel like we've beaten 3 times already, so might as well make it 4. Do you know what I mean? Just one standard. I don't have to say
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just knew it was going to be Chelsea, but I would rather them play City and we played Arsenal. I would have rather played Arsenal. Because Chelsea are one of those teams, I know we've beaten them 3 times, but if you actually go back to the games, like the first game, we could have been down 2-0 in the first game of the season. They hit the post a couple of times. Second game, we sort of got outplayed, and then if it wasn't for Rashford magic, we would have been out. Third game, I can't really remember the game too much, but I'm thinking it's a 2-0 one.
Oh, I think Maguire should have got sent off that game, actually.
Maguire should have got sent off or something, and we done well there. Actually, that's one of the better games we played, I think, if I can remember. But I think Chelsea were unlucky in a couple of games against us. And I think if everyone's fit, Kante back in that holding role, and Tammy actually gets his shooting boots on, we could have a hell of a game against them. I'm still leaning towards United because of the Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford, Martial, just having a little bit more firepower than Chelsea. But next season, it's going to be very, very scary to watch Ziyech when Pulisic counter-attack. That's what I got to say. That counter-attack's going to be lethal against any team.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, Nosa. So I'll come to you, Nosa. So how are you feeling about top 4? Do you think you're going to get top? I know Leicester have actually, they've dropped off a little bit. Now, are you feeling confident about top 4? Or?
Of course. What kind of question? We're 5 points ahead of Man U. Who are they? Who are they? They're banking on Europa League, fam. Like, man said, oh, top 4. Of course. Leicester that they thought they're going to come. I told you last week that we're going to come top 4 and Leicester are going to drop points. And they dropped points. They dropped points. We're better than who? Come on, man. Come on,
He's very bullish. Adrian, you got something to say to that. He's very bullish about his...
Premier League champions, you're saying we're not going to get top 4.
You know what, yeah? I looked at their games and I was seeing City and Liverpool and I was like, they've got no chance. But then I just deep like how we played against City, and I was like, if Chelsea go out City, they're going to beat them because City's defence are. I don't know what's going on with that defence, but they are awful. Even the port there, that is a.
Oh wait, guys actually compared Mendy to Robertson. Damn! Oh my days! Oh my god! Oh my days! Are you kidding me? Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
You know what?
The only
Chelsea
reason...
have done.
Go on, sorry. Adrian, go on, sorry.
Chelsea have done well to get 1 point behind Leicester now, and Leicester still going to play United, which I'm very, very confident in beating Leicester because they're miss. I think the one player they're missing is that Pereira. He is their hub for a lot of the attack. People don't see it a lot, but Pereira was a big part of why Leicester were on a good winning run. But I think Leicester are going to drop out the top 4, and United will sneak in.
Yeah.
If no one at United gets injured, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what did you want to say about that Mendy Robertson point?
Just to clarify, is my feedback still off or?
It's better now, but you probably should get headphones when someone's talking.
I'll try.
Yeah.
To be fair, when Mendy did come to the Prem, he didn't win the League 1 with Monaco, and people.
There we go. There's our French scout. Our French scout into the building. There we go. Mendy at Monaco. What you said?
People tipped him for the best left back in the league as soon as he came in. Like, it wasn't me. It was the pundits. It wasn't me. It was the pundits. Like. And obviously, when Robertson, you guys got him from Hull, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he just came from Liverpool, he was doing all right. He wasn't doing too bad. So obviously, I think that comparison from early.
No, but they barely saw him play.
I know, but it's not my fault. They saw him in the Champs and they saw him in the League 1.
That guy is hot trash, bro. What the hell? No, he's got a good cross. He's got a good cross.
He can whip it in. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he can whip it in, but I think those injuries just took it out of him.
He
as an
wasn't bad
athlete,
first season.
he just looks terrible right now. Like he just looks terrible.
He looks out. I don't know what Pep's season him. Like he looks very out of place on that City team, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, those comparisons were definitely wild. So, yeah, one question I wanted to come. So, in terms of obviously Liverpool won the league, just Deepak, where do you rank this? Obviously, it's not ended yet, and there still could be more records broken up. Where do you rank this team, and this title campaign?
Well, I reckon that if you're going to try and even begin to compare them to, say, I don't know, the United treble team or the Arsenal Invincibles team, I think personally, in order for you to be considered to be amongst the greats, I think you need to have won more than one title, like during that era. So I think within the next 2 seasons, I think if Klopp can win one more title, then I think that then they'll have earned their proper right in the sense of being able to be compared to those two. But like you said at the start with all those stats, like this has been the most dominant performance that I've ever seen. Like I think we were 25 points.
Okay, just in terms of as a campaign alone, not even as a team. I know you can't really compare them because they've probably gone on to win more. But as a campaign alone, where do you rank it? Just as a campaign,
I think it's up there. Again, when you talk about the fact that we were 25 points clear in like February, Man City aren't slouches. Like they ended with 97 points last year.
Yeah.
I know people can try and say that United and Arsenal and all these other teams weren't there, but like you still like when you can think of the Premier League, the reason why it's so difficult is also not just because of the top 4, but also the sort of the mid-table teams, the tricky away games, and we were able to fly through that. So it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there.
No, I don't get it because I feel like, especially with Arsenal United, if Arsenal United are not good, that means the league is rubbish. Just because Arsenal United are not good doesn't mean the league rubbish,
Exactly.
bro. Like it doesn't make sense. So. But yeah, I'll come to you, Adrian. Where do you rank this? And you know, I'm glad you don't have any Arsenal fans because they got 11 draws. I don't even want to talk about them. Yeah, that's nasty. That's scary. Yeah, I'll come to you, Adrian.
Well, what I've always thought is you can never take away from what Liverpool have been able to do the whole season. Like even just getting close to getting unbeaten is an achievement in itself. It's a feat that not many teams do. And within just this season and looking at just the team, how they played, you would put them up there in the top 3.
Okay.
Best 3, if not top 2, actually. Obviously, Arsenal didn't get beat, so I have to keep, no matter what, you have to keep them number 1. They didn't get beat.
You think so?
Do you know why?
I think getting more points is better than being unbeaten.
Of course.
They drew
but then they still won the league at the end of the day, and they done it without losing one game. Without losing, and you have lost, but you have got more points. But
so even I think I'd rank that 17-18 man City season higher than me personally, higher than the Invincibles because the amount of points they got and the way they were dominating teams is unheard of. Like they were beating teams 4-0, 5-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I think that's personally more impressive than getting a 1-1 against West Brom, getting a 1-1 against Norwich. But obviously, it just depends how you rank it. I'll come to you, Nosa and Joe. What do you guys think?
I think the points, like you say, because like I just said, Arsenal drew about 50 games that season, or not 50, but they drew 13 or 12, double digits definitely for draws. And Man City, like you say, over 100 points is ridiculous in a 38 game season. That is actually ridiculous. Like, if you think about it, it's ridiculous. It was beating teams at the Etihad 6-7. 5, it was just some of the scores, like cricket scores, it's just that season for me is a joke. I'd rate that Man City team much higher than Invincibles because the amount of draws, they're 0-0 draws, 1-1s. Who wants to watch that at the end of the day? Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
technically, go on, Deepak. Sorry.
Technically, you can go the entire season undefeated and still get relegated.
Exactly.
So it's like when you put that in perspective, you can literally draw 38 games in a row and still get relegated. So having that as a sort of measurement against, say, the treble winning United team or the Chelsea 0405 team, I think the idea of going invincible is a bit I think it's a bit overrated in my opinion, personally.
I'll come to you, Nosa. So he just touched on the 0405 season. You see some good Chelsea seasons. Where do you rank them, and where do you rank this Liverpool title campaign? Yeah, just unmute. So let me just unmute you.
Yeah, I've seen a couple title wins in my time, and I've yeah. So obviously, I don't think I would say the 04-5 one was a good one, but I don't think I wasn't.
They only lost one game as well, innit? Right?
Yeah. In terms of knowledge and like my memory, I don't really remember a lot. So yeah, I know we conceded the least Premier League goals within the Premier League history. I believe that Carvalho and Terry partnered. Yeah. So, but I think the City 17-18, I believe, when they got 100+ points. Was it that season?
Yeah,
I think that season was probably the best season in terms of winning the Premier League title. You know, like every team has like a moment of like significant like piece they treasure. Like, you know, 100 points for City. You man got the most wins, and like Chelsea. You know, when they brought in Mikel, you know it's curtains. Yeah. So them type of moments. But yeah, overall, like what Pep done that season. I'm not the biggest fan of Pep, but what he done that season was incroyable. Like beautiful stuff.
yeah. I think in terms of like probably the way a team plays, I think that's probably the most impressive. Like, I think we're impressive in terms of the amount of points we get. Obviously, it just depends on what you prefer. If you prefer a team that plays beautiful football, I think you prefer the Pep season. If you prefer a team that's the most efficient, you probably prefer the Liverpool team. That's what I think.
But even so, I look at it like even the season. I'm looking at seasons from 2004 and 5 to 2010, and I think them title wins when there was more than just two teams at the top. Obviously, the ending was two teams like closer to the title than anything. But them seasons, you had Liverpool trying for it, you had United, you had Chelsea, you had Arsenal, and as well, these teams were also competing.
You say that, but like in the Invincible season, it was only Arsenal and United really that. I mean, Arsenal and United were really challenging. Really, Chelsea would just come in.
True.
And then it was a 2-horse race, Morley. I get what you're saying. From like 9, 10, 11, 12, it was a bit more. But like majority of the time it was Arsenal and United, especially in the early 2000s, more Arsenal and United.
Yeah.
Man United, Chelsea.
That's what I don't really like to mention about the 1999 treble-winning team, because that was when times where United literally were overruling and then Arsenal were just coming up. But then I was looking at it, you look at the teams when the top four was literally just the top four, and the strength of those teams. Even Arsenal's, that was one of their weaker teams, but they still have Fabregas, Adebayor, Van Persie, all these man there. Then you had Chelsea with the Drogba and Nalkers, Liverpool with Torres, Xabi Alonso, and then obviously the United 08 team. And I just think those title races, for me, were much more interesting, just in the terms of the bottom teams weren't just camping in their halves like they do nowadays. That is one most annoying thing I can hate about the teams these days, is that silly sit in your own half tactic. I hate it. It's got to stop some point. But back then you had teams like Bolton that will come out, and if they get slapped, they get slapped.
You know what? I don't agree with, because I believe Sheffield, Wolves, they're much better than the teams back then were. Like, they are much better teams, man.
Yeah, but you look at Everton back then, they played different style of football. You never know how the football changes, and now it's all about this.
I feel like the quality they have, like, come on, like a player like Jack Grealish for Aston Villa, like, you don't really get like that. Every team's got one player that will at least get into everyone's 11. Well, maybe not everyone's 11, but like Arsenal, United, Chelsea's 11. Like every team's got one good player. Back then, teams didn't have good players like that, like as good as they were.
I don't think that's true. I don't think you're.
And they have more money as well. Come on, Newcastle are spending their transfer budget on Joe Linton, like 40 million. They couldn't afford that back in the day. Joe Linton is trash anyway, but they couldn't afford that back in the day.
But they had players like Michael Owen. You're forgetting they had world-class players at one point.
Michael Owen was world-class.
You got balance it. Michael Owen just came from United, and he went to.
He had no legs though, man. He was in a wheelchair though. Come on, man.
He's still. Oh, come on, though.
yeah, he was in a wheelchair. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
JJ Kocher and them. I just liked football back then when it was more about
Ferguson.
More about what they were bringing to the table, entertainment-wise. You had the holes back then of Giovanni and stuff. They were doing mad stuff. They were getting battered, but you still enjoyed watching the games. Now it's just, they're sitting in their half. They're waiting for City just to pump them. It's boring. I know you find it boring as well.
Go on, Deepak, sir.
I feel like the teams that in the bottom five right now, when you look at Norwich, Aston Villa, I think 10 years ago those are solid mid-table teams. I think what's happened is that the league has
I think Derby, they got like 10 points that season. Remember that?
That's what I'm saying. I think even though like United, Arsenal, like they're sort of like ish there, but the reason why the Premier League is so good, like just consider for the last 20 years, is because of these mid-table teams. There's a reason why La Liga isn't considered to be the greatest like league. Even Barcelona and Real Madrid were killing it for 10 years. It was about the sort of the mid-table bracket and how much they were sort of had a impact on the teams.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like the bottom to 5 teams at the minute, I think 10, 15 years ago, those are like decent, mid-table teams easily.
And you had the Stokes. You remember when Stoke first came, how dangerous that Rory Delap throw was.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think there was different styles back then. Everyone's going to too much to trying to be the same, but that's just me.
Yeah, I say definitely interesting point. But yeah, man. So it's been a good session, boys. Lovely chatting to you as always. You know, So come back next week. We'll have a new episode for you guys, and enjoy Liverpool, our champions of the Premier League. Enjoy it.
Yeah, man.
But peace out.